I'm sorry, I know this is super inappropriate, but who the fuck described their relationship as magnetic? You're my Magneto to my Savior X. I don't what I've never heard the term. Is that normal? Is that a normal term? Am I just not in the lingo?
Come in and get scared together on this episode of The Crime and the Creepy.
But this time, our video is about husband dismembering his wife on a romantic anniversary trip. I thought we have to mix it up a little bit and step up our game. So I'm excited to be watching this one. We're stepping it up when divorce is not enough anymore. Tell me again if the voice is fine. This story, you guys heard it? Oh, why do you know everything already? Why am I so late? I'm a late bloomer on the internet. I'm sorry, guys. Alright. Let's go. Husband dismembering wife.
1 year anniversary celebration.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no! No! How dare you, humble bumble!
It was supposed to be a romantic getaway, a 1 year anniversary celebration, but instead, a newlywed husband brutally murders his wife in the woods of Vermont. After that, he lives with her body for days before dismembering her remains. What's more, the husband admits to all of this while on the stand and still asks the jury to acquit him. This case dates back to October of 2021 when 22-year-old Emily Jean Schwartz went on an anniversary trip with her husband Joseph Ferlazzo. The pair had been married for just 1 year and decided to celebrate that anniversary by visiting family. They arrived in this remote area of Bolton, Vermont. It's not too far from the Canadian border. That was October 15th, 2021. Just hours after they arrived and set up shop in their camper, prosecutors say Joseph shot and killed Emily after an argument. Let's backtrack just a bit, though. Here's how Joseph himself talks about his relationship with Emily.
How would you describe your relationship besides magnetic?
Euphoric.
Magnetic.
You were happy?
I'm sorry, I know this is super inappropriate, but who the fuck described their relationship as magnetic? You're my Magneto to my Savior X. I don't what I've never heard the term. Is that normal? Is that a normal term? Am I just not in the lingo? A psychopath? You know what? Fair point. Please never tell your significant other that you find her magnetic. They'll run.
I was happy.
Why?
We just clicked. I feel like we were both just kind of traveling the same wavelength.
Oh,
So
wow.
was a good bit younger than you, right?
That is correct.
Did the age difference ever become an issue in your relationship?
If it was an issue, it was really just two onlookers, our friends, some of our friends
They were attracted to each other.
had opinions about
Magnetizing.
relationships with an age difference. But to me personally, no, I did not have an issue. We got along very well. And
What's the age difference? That's vital information.
you know, I just told my friends, like, it is what it is. Like, it's going good, so,
Everything was good.
right.
And did there come a point where you and Emily decided to get married?
Yes.
I mean, that was
Well,
their
that
anniversary,
happened
so yeah.
At the end of the summer.
What kind of dumb question is that? They were married, right? Was there any point where you and Emily decided to get married? Yes.
I want to say it was somewhere around August. There was finally enough money in the account to afford first, last, and security, and we found an apartment. Actually, she found the apartment. We were looking at several places, and then she had just out of happenstance just found an ad that was recently put on. She called the number. The guy was like actually there. He's like, I'm here right now. Just come over right now. We just sort of fell into it, and we liked the place.
Ah,
And
I see. That
said,
makes sense,
if you lived in Vermont, you know, we could definitely see each other a lot more. You know, you wouldn't have to travel back and forth to New Hampshire. And she jumped at it. So we moved in together in August. The place was in Essex. And then I want to say it was maybe a month into living there. It was like September. I don't exactly remember what I was doing, or if I had stepped out, or if I had just come back, or if I was working with someone. And then I just remember I came into the kitchen and she had this look on her face, and I was like, "What's going on with you?" And she breaks out into this huge smile, and she pulls out this ring and a card. And she hands me the ring, and I read the card, and it says, "Will you marry me? Check yes or no." And there's 2 check boxes with a yes and a no next to them. And then I look up, and she's like filming me. And I took the card, and I checked yes, and it was the cutest thing.
But Joseph says there were some issues with the relationship too.
There was obvious flaws to the communication breakdown, and it started to spur arguments.
Okay, I'm gonna rank this proposal. Oh no. Okay, the fact that she filmed it herself makes it very, very less romantic for me. The Pokemon card proposal is okay, I guess. I don't know. It wouldn't be something I wish. I would, I don't know. I would like it to be a bit more romantic, but I'm a romancer. But the fact that she filmed it herself is, As far as proposals go, that's pretty unique and not in the good way. Yeah. I'm with you on this one. Plus, like, not gonna lie, it sounds a bit childish, right? Like, they were talking about an age difference. Like, I remember these little cards when you were in like middle school, and do you like me? Yes or no? So, how young was she? Question mark? Hey, Coastal, thank you, no worry. Have a good day at work, I hope. Hope it goes fast. Do you want to be with me? Yes, no, toast. Do you want to marry me? It feels like he's angling to claim she was abusive. I don't know, maybe. But, the proposal sucked. That's all I'm gonna say. Plus, okay, I'm very old on this one, but I want the man to propose, okay? Because then at least I know he wants it. He's not gonna say yes because he's scared.
I left my device open for her to see who I was talking to.
Your phone.
My phone.
Yes.
And
Okay.
it led to it led to violence. And
explain what you mean
like
by
physical abuse started coming into our relationship,
Huh?
where she would go through my phone and then respond.
Excuse me, what was on your phone that you then started to be like physically violent with you? Like, brother?
By beating on me.
So you just testified that it was normal for to lash out physically when a person gets frustrated.
Yeah, you
It
called
might
it.
not be normal for everyone, but
For her it
most
was.
of my relationships, the women in my life have been aggressive.
Wow.
And I guess I could say physically abusive.
You tolerated being hit. Am I
Yes.
hearing you?
Yes.
We heard all this from Joseph himself when he testified in his own defense at trial. He also described the start of their anniversary trip in October 2021.
The day that we left to come on our trip,
Yes.
I'm just thinking. Sorry. There's in the morning we woke up. She was.
To be honest, like, he doesn't look like a typical murderer or a serial, he doesn't really look it. But that's part why some of them are so successful, because they look very nice and, you know, friendly. But yeah, I don't know, kind of weird. Like, who would just goes on the stand and be like, oh yeah, they were all abusive. Like, all of my girlfriends were abusive. All of them. And I just took it until I had enough. I don't know, man. So it's not the right angle. Not the right angle.
She was happy, very happy, very excited, maybe a little anxious.
Why anxious?
About what?
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Palazzo does not know what Emily was anxious about.
That's true. What are you basing your, what did you observe?
I observed her being anxious to meet my family.
Okay. That's fine.
That's fair.
And we've heard testimony that you.
I find it weird he
didn't
can't look
actually
them in the
leave
eyes.
New
Oh,
Hampshire
yeah,
until
that's
late in
true.
the afternoon, maybe early evening. Is that right? Do you remember?
Yes, this was our first like road trip as a family, so it's very exciting.
Maybe his choice of woman
And
was really
Emily,
bad.
too, she
Yeah,
was
maybe.
in a good mood.
Yeah, she was super
Well,
excited
you know,
to take
Shooting
Rosie
them
out,
is not
and
the answer.
she was stoked to meet Nikki and Ariel.
Okay. So you get to Vermont, and where in Bolton do you go?
We went to the Bear Run condos. My sister rented one of the she rented a Airbnb condo.
Just
said
hours
condom.
into the trip, Joseph says the mood changed.
I saw her drinking.
Okay. What?
Must have just been Red Bull.
Okay.
But I was having Red Bull vodkas. That's what I was.
That's what you were drinking?
Yeah.
So you had a drink, and your recollection is that she had a drink?
Yeah.
And was there any conversation going on while you two were having a drink?
Yeah, so there was conversation because I was like, yo, you're really hostile. Like, what's going on? Like, it can't just be like the smoke cleared out. Like, why are you so hostile? And she said that. She's like, well,
Hey babe, why are you so hostile, huh? Why are you so hostile to me? We really should stop being so hostile. Who talks like this to his wife?
I have a dilemma.
Strange need to mention the drinking. Yeah, especially since he said, yeah, she drank a Red Bull. Like, it was not even alcohol. You were the one who said you drank alcohol. What?
And I was like, what do you mean you have a dilemma?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to the hearsay.
You started telling us a little bit about the specifics of what Emily may have said, but without going into specifics, you told.
Excuse me. Like, I don't want to make fun of the lawyer, but you were talking to us about the specifics without going into the specifics. What kind of phrasing is that?
We saw in the interview that she was saying hurtful things to you. Is that a fair statement?
I saw that in the interview, yes.
And is that your recollection of what you were hearing?
From watching the video.
No, I don't want to know what you saw in the video. I want to know what you remember.
From what I remember of our conversation?
Yes.
Well, I started telling you about our conversation, but then there was an issue with it, so
Well,
I
I'm
don't know
saying
what
he's
to
very
do. We had gotten to the
emotionless.
point where
Like,
there was
I
a
don't know. I
discussion
don't
of
think he
a
looks very
dilemma.
sad that his wife
And
died.
when I inquired about it, she showed me on her device that
She's
she
trying
had
hard
typed,
to work her way
very
around the
lengthy,
objecting. Yeah, that's true.
in the
I still think
notes
it's very
app,
funny.
there was
as
like
an
a
outsider
multiple
seeing him.
page, I don't know what you call it, but it was.
He does
labeled,
look very happy.
Dilemma.
He just looks so,
So I was like, okay,
neutral,
well, it seems like you have something to talk about.
right?
But then she deleted
It's like he's
the
just,
note.
I don't know,
saw
telling your
Yeah,
story.
she deleted it. and
About
she
how
said, I'm
Monday
not gonna
was.
talk about it. So
How are you feeling about this conversation? How did it make you feel?
it made me feel like it was pages and pages. So it made me feel like she had something that needed to be expressed. And when she deleted it, I was like sort of shocked that something that took that much effort wasn't going to be brought to my attention. I told her if you want to go, then go. Like I don't want you to be unhappy. If you don't want to be here, then don't be here. I ended up staying in the bus with her,
What was she doing?
Well, she was having a fit, really. She was cussing and saying how
I don't even get what the
it
argument's
was and how
about.
I was for not giving her money to go have an Uber and like leave the vacation. And
what were you doing?
I was on vacation, so I made another drink and I had some more to smoke and.
What a man. Wife is upset. Wife is having an argument with herself because he starts to take another smoke, fill up another drink, and just enjoy his vacation, guys.
And just to clarify, you were drinking vodka and Red Bull?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I remember dancing.
No shit they had
I
issues
put some
in
music on and I was,
communication.
just dancing with Remington. Yeah, just trying to enjoy the moment. Really, that's what I remember doing.
Joseph's defense rested on the theory that he shot and killed
Sounds
Emily in
so
self-defense.
stupid.
Here's what he told jurors about all that.
Emily went from she was sitting up, kind of like cross-legged, and then she went to like laying on her side. Still just like scrolling away, just looking at her device. And then at one point, she lashed out and started cursing at me about the candles being lit.
What did she do, if anything?
Well, she was, she was cursing. I don't know. It wasn't really, in my opinion, it wasn't really bright, but she was cursing.
I mean, the lighting wasn't overly bright.
Right. I didn't turn any of the. We had like battery powered LED lights, and none of those were on. It was
Yeah,
just candlelight.
self-defense
So
seems like a
Let me
very
interrupt you
weird.
there, just to ask you about.
Like, guys, remember the title dismembered her? That doesn't sound very self-defensey. Like, if you hurt someone in self-defense, you still call the police. You don't try to hide your crime, because then you claim self-defense, and you thought you do the right thing, because otherwise you would have been the one that would have been afflicted with bodily harm. So this is not self-defense. This is crazy.
There's been testimony that Emily's phone was powered off and so was yours at some point that evening. Why was that?
we turned our phones off to conserve battery life. I didn't think it was overly bright. I think there might have been 5 to 7 candles lit. So
How many?
5 to 7 candles lit.
Okay, of varying sizes?
All the candles were about the same size, like a large.
Like a
sort of
Yankee
We're
candle?
talking
Candle.
about candles.
Like, so you're
Yeah, gesturing
about
whatever it is.
To
8
me,
inches,
it looks like about
7, 8
how many?
inches.
You're saying about 7 or 8 inches tall,
Yes,
and what's the diameter?
possibly like a 4-inch diameter.
Okay, so 7 or 8 of those large candles.
Right. Yeah.
And what happened?
After her telling me to turn the candles off, and I said it's not that bright. Like, you could always just roll over. She got up
Roll over.
and ran at me and grabbed one of the candles, and it was like all I could do to like grab the lid of it and like put it on top of it, and she like pulled it away and started swinging it at me and hitting me with it.
Where?
She hit me in like my neck and head and in my arms. I was like blocking. I think she might have like hit me in the chest. But I like wrestled the candle away from her, like put it back on the counter. And then there was like a flurry of punches
This
and
just
kicks
sounds insane.
that she started punching and kicking me.
I mean, to be honest, we
And,
don't know. Maybe
where?
she was very abusive. I have no clue. I don't know.
In my shoulders and arms, my forearms.
But he
Closed
should have
fist.
left
Yeah,
them.
closed fist, trying to punch my face. And I had to restrain her. I had to like physically grab her by her arms and like hold her arms down. And she kept kicking, and she actually kicked Remy. And I like sort of turned myself sideways, and I like pushed her back to the side of the bed. And I told her that, you know, that we're not your punching bags. And
You said what?
I told her that we weren't her punching bags.
We weren't.
Yeah, yeah.
He sounds very careful with his words, more so than what most would do. I don't know. Honestly, I think you are careful, like, and you get like prepped for that too, right? Like you have talked with your lawyers, what you're supposed to say, what you're not supposed to say, how you like even how you're supposed to act and stuff. It's all like you're told how to do and how to be, in lots of those cases, right? I watched this one documentary on Netflix. Honestly, that was one of the best documentaries on crime I've ever watched. It really hooked me. I think it was called The Staircase, where it was about a guy who whose wife fell down a staircase and she died. And they basically made him the main suspect and made it a murder case. And he basically had to use all of his resources to try and get out of it. And I watched the entire documentary, and I'm honest, I still am not sure whether he's guilty or not. I think it's a really exciting case. So if you ever have a minute and you're interested, go watch it. But seeing how much prep they actually literally get, it's a bit insane.
Yeah, she kicked Remy, and she was kicking me and punching me, and I pushed her back.
Yeah, if you restrained her, why
And,
escalate further? You're completely right.
I told Remy, I was like, "Yo, we're gonna take a
It's
walk."
very
After taking the
suspicious.
dog outside of the camper, Joseph
Hi,
says he came
Vaden.
back and
Welcome
the
in.
argument just picked up where it left off.
She shouted off. She
Like,
like
there's
threw an
no
elbow
reason to shoot anyone over
at
an
me.
argument.
Threw an elbow and elbowed me in my groin.
Did that hurt?
Yeah, it hurt. It was like right to my genitals.
Right to
Did
my
you
genitals.
say anything when she said off?
I didn't say anything when she said off. I got hit in the groin, and I said, "No more hitting." And so we had like a bunch of throw pillows that we like lined around the bed, like the top of the bed where we slept. So one of the throw pillows was right there, and I swatted her with the throw pillow, and I said, "Stop hitting." That's when it happened.
What happened?
She said, "That's it. You're dead." And she threw her arm under her pillow, and she pulls her hand out with the Taurus. And
How were you feeling?
I was feeling horrified. Just
Were
like
you afraid?
I was terrified. Like there was like as soon as I saw that, like I just felt like this like wave of heat, like just like red hot. And she started like pushing her body up in an instant, and I'm like, no. And like I don't know, like she wasn't stopping. And I had my I was holding my Glock, and she started just like coming up at me, and I just fired.
Why?
She was gonna shoot me.
And you were afraid.
Very.
You fired twice.
That's right.
Remember firing twice?
All I remember is like feeling like three like 3 things. It was like, I felt like
That's
it was like
so...
boom, boom, boom. And it was like
Why?
2 shots
That
and
makes
then
no
her
sense.
body like dropping.
How could it
What happened after
escalate
you shot
from
her?
hitting and whatever to shooting a gun at someone? Yeah, exactly. Why was the Glock even with him, right? Why was the Glock in the room
I
with
yelled at
them?
her. Like,
Why did he had a gun with him to
I said,
begin
you
with?
kidding? And like, why the hell would you do that?
Did you know she was dead?
I picked her up.
No worries. I know you need to rest up at night. Get better soon. And he just had it in his hand, like it just magically appeared. He summoned it from the void. Oh look, now he needs to cry? Oh wow.
After this, Joseph says he basically continued life as normal. He drank some vodka, made some coffee in the morning,
nice.
and told his
Okay.
sister that Emily was out with friends. In reality, she was dead in the camper. He's got an interesting reason for all his lying.
So many
too.
holes in the
Why
story,
were
like
you
Swiss
lying
cheese.
to all these
I
people
agree.
about where Emily was?
Yeah,
Well,
you killed her.
So it's like this. I had talked to my grandmother about coming to Pennsylvania to help
It's like, where?
get
What's
her
that
out of her
story now?
home and put her into a safer home, either like a 1-story home or like an assisted living. And Emily and I were going to go to Pennsylvania to help make that process happen.
Okay.
And if I would have told people, then the police would have been called, and I would be detained, and I would not be able to help my grandmother get her life
You
together.
ended a person's life.
So I wanted.
I'm
to,
sure
I
your
wanted to move
grandmother
forward
would
with
have
my plans,
understood.
even though what happened
Nah, not buying
made
it.
it impossible.
This is extremely
So your
irrelevant.
testimony
Yeah.
is that you lied because you wanted to get back
Your
to
granny needed
Pennsylvania
you.
to help your grandmother move.
Yes.
Why didn't you just go back to Pennsylvania
Yeah,
instead of hanging around all weekend?
it makes no sense, dude.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
so I took the opportunity to be with my sister, as I hadn't seen her in years.
Hey, all you business owners or anyone hoping to start a side hustle, I have to take a quick second and tell you about something that can seriously
No,
level
thank
up
you.
your business game.